We went to the Advancing Philanthropy Project. We were part of the first class. The team that we chose was made up of myself, our Director of Development, as well as two of our senior board members who had been engaged in a variety of different ways in the resource development activities of the organization. They had credibility with the rest of the board, so we knew when they came back with new information and new strategies that we needed to talk about and absorb, that they would be very credible sources for that information. In our situation, we'd been doing very well in certain categories, but not very well when it came to personal unrestricted giving. And board members were engaged in a lot of different ways, but not doing a lot of face-to-face visits and not bringing their donor prospects into the club for opportunities to engage with program and kids and staff. So we chose to go through a process that ultimately got to a stage where we basically altered each board member's job description slightly. We changed their course of work, or chart of work, I should say. We asked them all collaboratively with us to develop their own portfolio, people they were comfortable with, that they would be willing to reach out to and connect with. And then we went through a little bit more of an intensive coaching experience where we broke our RD team up, the board members up, those that were more comfortable, more aware, more skilled, and then matched them up with other board members so that board members had support from more competent board members in this area. And then the other big piece for us as well was for me to personally get out and meet with each board member individually, face-to-face, and cover a lot of ground, but more specifically, how are you doing with this RD thing? Are you comfortable? Are you enjoying it? Are you struggling? Where are you struggling? What do we need to do for you in order to help you feel more comfortable? And that process itself has also been very, very helpful. Basically what we did is we gave them a lot of individual attention. Doing this work of creating this culture of philanthropy is, on one side of the equation, a lot of work. It does take a lot of time. We're in a situation where I have 31 board members, so just scheduling 31 individual face-to-face visits, trying to get them all in within about a 2-month period. I have a busy schedule, like most people in my position. So that in and of itself is difficult. How do you squeeze all of that in? But at the end of the day, that work really does pay off. You get a great return on that investment. We find that our board members are more engaged. We find that we now understand when we're not getting performance, now we know why. We have a better, and so we know what to do about that. We know how to respond rather than sit in our offices and commiserate with each other about how poorly certain members of the board are performing. Now we know why. We know what's going on, and we know how we can help and how we can redirect them. And the board members, I think overall, it's fair to say, are getting more and more comfortable that this is what we do. So we're a growing organization, and we have gotten very upfront with everybody that if we're going to sustain our growth and continue to grow, this is what we have to do. This is what the board has to do. And there's no pushback. There has been no pushback, maybe since the first meeting when there was sort of a couple of eyes, going skyward or rolling. After we got kind of past that and sort of brought people back to our strategic plan, talked about all the various things that we're trying to get accomplished, they get it. The advice I would give to any club that's sitting out there wondering, is this process, is this training, is this moving in this direction worth it for us, is with 100% certainty, absolutely yes, please do this. And the reason I say that is because it really shouldn't be a choice. I mean that by that if you're going to sustain your organization, if you're going to enmesh yourself in your community, if you're going to create that network of sustaining relationships, you have to have a culture of philanthropy. That's how Boys and Girls Clubs operate. Yes, we get government dollars. Many of us get United Way support. Depending on the club, we get some fees and membership dues and the like. But at the end of the day, to really deliver on our vision, on our mission, we need philanthropic support. And this will help you get to a level where you can be much more aggressive, you can serve more kids, and you can improve your quality.